ladies, shall we begin? Here are the important things to remember. First of all, you must be virgin. This means at least one child, if not two or more. You must do things which are motherly and begin practicing at an early age. Avoid folk music and Haitian and Ellen DeGeneres. Be girly. Don't play those rough sports. At least know how to sew a button and pillows. Let's see, what else? Oh yes, swing your hips. When you're young, have a boyfriend, have two boyfriends, and always act appealing. This means do your hair and makeup and do all of this to appeal to men. Don't shave your hair, ladies. You don't want your future husband to get the wrong idea, do you? But for Christ's sake, shave your armpits and legs, okay? You don't want to become one of those girls that listens to Annie Franco smokes marijuana and gets yourself pierced. Boys say very unfavorable things about those girls. Stay away from feminists. Always shop at the women's section at the clothing store. When you're married, learn how to cook so you can please your husband. Don't let him get blue balls. Don't be butch. Stay away from San Francisco. When you're in college, bring home a boyfriend or two so your parents know you're off to a good start. Honey, am I missing anything?
Well, honey bunches of oats, I think you may be missing a very small but crucial part of being a woman. That's right, lady friends.
Yes, of course. Have lady friends to go shopping with, watch each other's kids, and share recipes. But don't get too close. You will, after all, have the companionship of your husband. It's all very black and white.
Moonlight Sonata. After that, I see no reason that a woman should stray from what she's supposed to be. And now I think it's time for us to move on and talk about what it is that defines a man. Honey, can you excuse us? I think this is a time to be among the guys.
Oh yes, of course. Whatever you say.
All right. Okay, here it is. Play a sport like football or baseball. Make sure you have muscles. Stay away from pink, art, and theater. Never cry or talk about your feelings. Girls think certain things about boys like that. It's all right to scratch yourself. Pick on guys that are girly. Work out so much that you can't put your arms down at your sides. Brag about your sex life. Never learn to clean or cook. Have posters of cars and scantily clad women on your walls while you were in college. Never wear tight clothes. Know that the term metrosexual, which means that you are stylish, but not too stylish. You are sensitive, but not too emotional. Be sure never to cross the line beyond metrosexual. Don't be too clean, but don't be too messy either. Make fun of lesbians, but know that deep down, all of them really want you. Stick to the wall or just sway to the music. Wear your shorts at your knees or just below. You can slap a guy's ass in the locker room, but don't even think about doing it anywhere else. Let's see, am I missing anything? Yes, avoid Broadway musicals and watch that you speak without a lisp. Oh, and of course, your buddies are just your buddies. Your wife will always be your true companion. That's right, sweet cheeks. I think that's all for today. You can come back now. We finished our talk.
Okay, good. So, shall we move on to the next part of today's lesson?
I did think it has come to that time, my little flamingo of loveliness. All right, the second part of today's lesson includes the end goal of any gender interaction. We're going to spend some time going over, that's right, wedding vows. We figure there's no harm in doing some good prep work and starting to know those lines that you one day will say to your spouse.
Yes, practice does make perfect. And you don't want to mess up on that big day when you become husband and wife, now do you?
No, you don't, my little sunny day. All right, repeat after me. I take you to be my wife.
I take you to be my wife.
And I take you to be my husband.
I take you to be my husband.
To heaven to hold from this day forward.
To heaven to hold from this day forward.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
For richer or for poor.
For richer and for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
To have and to hold from this day forward till death do us part.
To have and to hold from this day forward till death do us part.
Okay, good job, everyone. You're all almost done ready for marriage. Now there's some time left in the remainder of our program for some discussion. Do any of you have comments or questions you would like to share? Yes.
Yeah, earlier in the program you were talking about what a man should be. Well, I was just wondering what happens if well, what if a man doesn't quite fit that description?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Could you explain?
Yeah, sure. What if the description you gave doesn't match, Well, it doesn't match me.
I'm sorry, I'm still not entirely clear as to what you mean. Perhaps you could provide an example.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I see what you mean. Well, I stated very clearly before that men don't wear pink, and here you are wearing pink. The only conclusion left is that you are simply not a real man. You just don't match what a real man should be.
Well, then what am I?
I don't know, most likely some freak, perhaps a homosexual.
Oh my god. Does that mean I should break up with my girlfriend?
Quiet down. Let me just zip that up and pretend this never happened. Just never let it happen again. It's very important to protect your manhood.
Okay, that was a close one. I'm glad you can clear that up, sweetie. Okay, any more questions or comments? Yes, you.
Well, what if I refuse to get married?
Refuse to get married? Why would you do that? Oh, wait, I bet I know what this is. It's okay, honey. You'll get a boyfriend soon enough. It just takes time.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay, well that's good to hear. You're a pretty girl. You'll get a boyfriend soon enough, and then you'll be looking at a ring on your finger.
But I don't want a ring on my finger.
You don't want a ring? What could be more pleasing than commitment and companionship with the one you love?
I'm not refusing a companion or a lifelong commitment. I'm not even refusing to celebrate love. But I do refuse the ceremony, the license, the vows, and the rings.
Okay, and why is that?
Well, because according to our country's laws, my sister cannot marry the one she loves and wants to spend the rest of her life with. She loves another woman. If my sister has refused the right to marry because of her orientation, then I too refuse the right to marriage. If I ever married, how could I ever face her? I mean, until she can marry her loved one, I refuse to marry mine.
Okay, well, it's clear. You should cut your sister out of your life. I'm a dangerous person, and I had stated very clearly before that women are meant to get married. We aren't meant to keep the same last name, sweetie, so you have to marry at some point. It's all very black and white, so I'll give you the card of a gender specialist, and she'll help you to work out your problem.
All right, I think that's all we have time for today. You all brought up some very serious issues. We just want to remind you not to be afraid to change yourself. It's very important to fit into your role in society. Remaining true to yourself is all a bunch of hooey. So feel free to make the necessary adjustments so you are like everyone else. If you don't fit in, well then, where are you going to go?
Thank you for joining us today. Next week, we'll be discussing how to protect yourself from nuclear attack.
And dear one, there is a reason for these things, but where's the rhyme? I hear your word.
Over the summer, I worked as a counselor at a camp that focused on diversity and tolerance of all gender and sexual orientation. Sometimes, strangers would lurk on the campgrounds and pose a possible threat to the kids. So we had this drill called stranger danger, where we rounded up all the kids and placed them into one room so we could make sure they were safe and keep an eye on them. While I worked there, we had 2 stranger dangers. I was in charge of a group of 8-year-olds. During one of the stranger dangers, one of the kids came up to me and asked why anyone would want to harm her. I had to explain to her that because she had 2 moms, some people didn't like that. Some people might want to harm her. It made me so mad. I felt sick to my stomach. In a few sentences, I had to explain to her that the love between 2 moms can lead to danger, that some people hated them because they loved each other and happened to be of the same sex. I was so angry. I was in a position where I had to tell this little girl that hate can come from love, and love can be dangerous.
It can seem like homophobia is so entrenched in our culture that we'll never overcome its effects. But there are very small, easy things we can do every day that would make an immediate difference.
Report any threats of harassment that you witness or are aware of. Tell a security officer or a counselor so that action can be taken.
One incident of harassment leads to more cases and with more severe consequences. Stop harassment before it starts.
Use your language to create a safe environment for all. Don't use offensive language to just faggot or dyke.
If you want to say something stupid, then say it's stupid or ridiculous. Don't say it's gay.
Don't assume everyone's straight. Use inclusive language and ask about boyfriends and girlfriends.
Show your support for equality. Wear a rainbow or an equality sign. These are recognizable symbols that you are an ally and believe in tolerance and understanding.
We should all make efforts to be more sensitive to homophobia. The only way we can create a more tolerant and understanding world is if we all contribute to the change.
The change begins with you. Sarah Kauffman!
We all want to give Sarah another big round of applause. She spent a year and a half working on this project, put all her time and effort into it. She's a great role model for anybody. She's just a wonderful girl all over who's got his heart.
Alright, I just want to invite you guys. You guys can now, I know it's finals week and everything, so if you guys want to go ahead and leave now, you may, feel free. But also if you want to stay after, we're going to have a question and answer session with the cast, and I'll be announcing here. So if you guys want to stay, talk, whatever, feel free, or you can take the time to leave too. But thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.